In a previous video, I had mentioned wanting to do a video on game guides. And the reason that I wanted to do that was, first, because one of the games that I want to review, I don't have a physical copy of. I downloaded it through PSN. So I wanted to talk about the guide before I talk about the game, even though I didn't use the guide for the game. And the other reason is because I picked up a couple guides that I was really happy to get, and I just wanted to show you guys. So the first game guide that I got was something that I had thought I had seen locally, but then when I looked around more, either they had sold it or I was just imagining things. So I actually had to go on eBay for it. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it's in pretty good shape, and it was worth whatever I paid, obviously. And that is the game guide for Lost Odyssey. The only damage to it was one of the initial pages has got a tear in it, but otherwise it's a little wrinkled, but it's in otherwise really great shape. Here's the back. This is something that I played. I need to get all the items for. I started using a guide for that, but otherwise it's not that difficult of a game. So I don't think I used a guide very much. But now that I have the guide, if I go through and play another playthrough to get all the items and unlock a couple more achievements, I'll be armed with this. It looks really great. Yeah, it was definitely a good purchase. This is more just because I like the game so much. I want to have a copy on my bookshelf for it. The other game guide, or the next game guide I got, was something that I wasn't intending on buying, but given that it's normally $25 and it was marked down to $15, still in the wrapping, minus 10% because this was at GameStop, I couldn't not pick it up, and that is the game guide for Final Fantasy XIII. It's pretty dang thick. I'm not exactly sure how big it is, but it's a beautiful guide. It was, as you can see, still in the packaging. I did open it up. But this is a guide that I figured I'd get because, one, I want to go through and get some more trophies, and two, because I actually picked up a copy for the 360 as well. And that was more because of the price, and I figured, you know, it's gotten a lot of grief, but it's really not that bad of a game. Of course, I bought it pre-owned, so they're not really getting money for it, but it's at least a sale. So yeah. The next guide, or the next two I got at the same time, and for the same price. The first one is The Third Birthday, and this is actually the game that I want to review, that I have the electronic copy only of. It's actually in pretty good shape. You can see, some damage here, but otherwise for $6, when it's normally $20, it was a good price. See inside. Yeah, it's not that big. It's 200 some pages, I think. No, 170. But nonetheless, great artwork in it. It tells you how to get all the features, or all the feats in the episodes. It's got maps, very little story information or character information, information about the weapons, how to unlock all the parts, the customization parts for it. I didn't use it when I played the game my first time through, but I'm planning on going through it again, and I figured at $6, how can I not pick up the guide? So I did. The fourth and last one for this video is a guide that I guess I didn't even really realize existed, but I played through the game. I really enjoyed it. I platinumed it, but I decided that I really wanted to play through it again, and I knew that I wouldn't because I had the platinum for it, so I decided to pick it up for the 360, and that is Resonance of Fate. This was a game that I should have pre-ordered, but instead I waited, picked it up at Best Buy. This is when I was still buying games at Best Buy, but it was just a really fun game. It's a little difficult at the beginning, and certain battles are difficult the first time through, just because you have to really plan ahead for your bezels or your shards. And here's the actual guide itself. Again, this is another one that was $6, and I got both of these at a Mega Media Exchange or Pre-Played up north. And when I was checking out, the guy had said that he had just placed these out on the store shelf. So very lucky that I got these. But this guide is just absolutely beautiful. So here's a page inside. I haven't used it. I got the platinum first, so I'm not exactly sure how good it is, but even if it's, not perfectly correct, it's nonetheless just an absolutely beautiful guide. It's got all the map information so that you can find where the items are within. Yeah, so item list for world maps, and just some of the amazing artwork for this game. And it's actually pretty big, almost 300 pages. So this was the one that I definitely would have paid more than $6 for. But again, another one I'm really glad I was able to find and pick up. And probably when I go through on the 360, I'll use this guide combined with the mini guide that I started working on. But there we go. There's the 4 game guides that I recently picked up over the last 3 or 4 months, and I definitely got some winners in here. And now that I've brought up the 3rd birthday game guide, I can go ahead and talk about the game in my next video. So, see you then. Thanks.